Hello, my name is Tara Springett. I'm a Buddhist teacher and a Kundalini therapist. I have been in the Kundalini process for nearly 30 years. I have experienced many of the problems, but also the blessings of the Kundalini process. And I've been working now for a number of years with Kundalini clients, so people who suffer from Kundalini Syndrome. And my approach is the approach of higher consciousness healing, which uses pure love as the healing agent. And overall, my results with my clients are very positive and good. Now, today I would like to talk about a typical Kundalini problem, which is head pressure. So it's just like this sense of that somehow the skull is somehow full of energy that pushes against the bone and creates a very uncomfortable sense of pressure and not nice feeling. Mostly it's not as bad as a real headache, but it's very uncomfortable. Now, a number of my Kundalini clients have this symptom, and so I was able to look at what these clients have in common and how we could work with that. Generally speaking, people have the idea when they have some pressure or in one of their body parts in the Kundalini process, that they say, oh, I have a blockage there's too much energy here, and they have a tendency to imagine some sort of plumbing system in the body with pipes going up and down and so forth, and that somehow, like in a real plumbing system, things can get blocked up and stuck and so forth. But that's not how it works in the Kundalini process. We have to go away from this kind of materialistic idea. So when we have a blockage, a problem in one of our chakras, we need to see that as a place where conflicting impulses have friction with each other. Now that is a blockage. So there's one part of us that wants this and another part that wants that, and that clashes, and that brings on a very painful negative feelings. Now when it comes to head pressure, we need to look at the general topic of the chakra. And the topic of the head is awareness. That's the general idea about the head. So we need to look at some conflicting problems around awareness. So that can be that there is one part of us, namely the Kundalini, that says become more aware, look at how you are, become of all the aware of who you really are, of all your impulses and negativities. And then there is, let's call it the ego, that says, no, I don't want to look at all this. I think I'm good enough as I am. I don't need to investigate every little impulse that I have, and particularly I don't really like to look at my darker or lower side, anger, strive for power, inappropriate sexual urges, all of that I don't even want to be aware of, and surely I don't need to be aware of that because I don't have it. Now this is just something that I've noticed, that people with head pressures, they all have that tendency to kind of deny and the topic of the lower chakras, which is sex, power, and darker impulses. And in a psychology way of speaking of that would be to say they have a strong wish to not engage with their so-called shadow side, with their impulses that are not polite, not part of what you could show in nice and polite society. And they often have a very strong idea of them of being really good, really nice, really well intentioned, and cannot really grasp the idea that everybody, even the nicest person, has also the potential to have antisocial impulses and inappropriate sexual desires that are mixed with aggression and a desire to have power over others, to dominate others. That in all of us there are these desires, and the important thing is that we kind of notice these desires, and so that we can manage them rather than to repress them. And so what I've noticed is that people who suffer from head pressure, that they have a strong tendency to repress these desires. And if you're watching this video and you say, well, I'm not repressing anything, I just don't have these desires, well, that's exactly what I'm saying. That is what causes the head pressure, you know, the kind of inability or unwillingness to get in contact with these parts of yourself that are, you know, can be quite problematic. And yeah, so coming back to what I've said at the beginning, that there is two impulses that fight with each other, so that there's one part of us that wants to kind of lower awareness and not know about all these problematic parts of ourselves and about all these angers and aggressions and negativities, and then there's another part, which is the Kundalini, that presses against that desire, and that is what creates the head pressure. So what's the solution to this problem? I'm not having an easy solution, but I hope that the very knowledge about what's going on there is already part of the solution, namely that it invokes to a wish to say, okay, I want to give up this desire for unawareness. I want to be more willing to look at my angers, at my sexual impulses, at my antisocial drives, and integrate them into my personality instead of repressing them. Alright, if you like the video, you can have a look on this link here. There you will find my book, Enlightenment Through the Path of Kundalini, in which all these things are explained in more detail. You can subscribe to my channel, the link is here. I'd like you to leave a comment, that would be really nice. Share it with your friends, like it, and thank you for listening. Bye bye.